Sometimes life presents us with unexpected and courageous choices. Joel, a young heir to a prestigious restaurant chain, seemed to have it all: wealth, success, and a bright future ahead of him. However, despite his apparent success, Joel felt that something fundamental was missing from his life: true love. His relationships always ended badly, and Joel felt trapped in a vicious circle where women seemed interested only in his money and social status. Tired of this situation, Joel decided to make a radical change. But before we delve into his extraordinary adventure, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. This story will keep you in suspense, and the ending will surprise you. One day, after yet another disappointment in love, Joel confided in his best friend Lorenzo his desire to be loved for who he was, and not for his wealth. Lorenzo, a successful lawyer, suggested a bold idea. Why don't you pass yourself off as a simple person? Find a normal job and meet someone who knows nothing about your fortune. That way you can find out if they love you for who you really are. Joel, although skeptical, was intrigued by the idea. After thinking about it, he decided to accept the challenge. Okay, I'll do it. I'll pass myself off as a common man and get a job in one of my restaurants, he said, determined. With Lorenzo's help, Joel prepared to start a new life undercover. The next day, Joel looked at himself in the mirror, barely recognizing himself. He had exchanged his expensive suit for worn jeans and a simple t-shirt. His hair, usually slicked back, now fell in natural waves over his forehead. It was his first day as a waiter at his chain's flagship restaurant, Sapori dell'Anima. He entered the restaurant through the back door, avoiding anyone who might recognize him, and headed toward the manager's office, where he met Valentina, the restaurant manager. Valentina, a young woman with brown hair and honey-colored eyes, greeted him with a warm smile. "You must be Joel, our new waiter," she said, shaking his hand. "I'm Valentina, the restaurant manager. Welcome to Sapori dell'Anima." Joel felt a spark of electricity as she touched his hand. "Nice to meet you, Valentina. I'm excited to start working here," he replied, trying to hide his nervousness. Valentina handed him a uniform and showed him where he could change. Once he was ready, Joel began his first day of work, trying to adapt to his new role. As the days went by, Joel felt more and more comfortable in his role as a waiter. He developed a routine and learned to handle the demands of the job with greater ease. But what really motivated him was his growing friendship with Valentina. Valentina was an exceptional woman, intelligent, compassionate, and with a sense of humor that made him laugh even on the most difficult days. During a break, Joel and Valentina found themselves chatting in the employee lounge. "You know, Valentina, I think you're an incredible person," Joel said sincerely. "The way you care about this place and the people here is admirable." Valentina blushed and smiled. "Thank you, Joel. You've brought a positive energy to the team, too. Everyone has noticed how dedicated and kind you are." Joel's heart raced at her words. He was used to receiving praise, but Valentina seemed different, more genuine. As the weeks passed, Joel and Valentina became inseparable. They spent breaks together, laughing and sharing stories. Joel learned about Valentina's difficult childhood, marked by her father's abandonment and economic difficulties, and little by little, Joel realized that he was falling hopelessly in love with her. However, as his feelings grew, so did the weight of his secret. Every time Valentina spoke of honesty and trust, Joel felt a pang of guilt. He knew he should tell her the truth at some point, but he feared that by doing so, he might lose her forever. One day, as they were closing the restaurant together, Valentina turned to Joel with a loving look. "Joel, you have become a very special person to me. I have never met anyone like you," she said. Joel felt his heart swell with love and at the same time tighten with fear. He took Valentina's hands in his, looking into her eyes with intensity. "Valentina, I feel the same. But there is something I have to tell you, something about myself that I have kept hidden." Before he could continue, the restaurant phone rang, interrupting the moment. Valentina apologized and quickly answered, leaving Joel with the words stuck in his throat and a knot in his stomach. He knew he couldn't continue living a lie, but how could he tell her the truth without risking losing her? It was a dilemma that would haunt him for days to come. Finally, Joel decided to face the situation. During a walk in the park, he took courage and revealed his true identity to Valentina. "Valentina, the truth is that I am not who you think I am. I am Joel Rossi, the owner of Sapori dell'Anima. I passed myself off as a waiter because I wanted to find someone who would love me for who I am, not for my money or my position." Valentina looked at him in silence, processing the revelation. Then, with a sweet smile, she said, "Joel, I already knew. I saw through your mask. I love you for who you are, not for your name or your fortune." Joel, relieved and moved, hugged her. "I love you, Valentina. You are the woman of my dreams, the companion of my life." However, as they planned their future together, they faced opposition from Joel's father, Roberto, who initially did not approve of their relationship. Roberto was a rigid and traditional man, convinced that a simple restaurant manager was not suitable for his son. "Joel, you have to think about your position and your responsibility in our company," he often told him. Matters reached a boiling point when Roberto threatened to disinherit Joel if he continued with this relationship. "I can't allow you to throw everything away for a woman who doesn't live up to our name," he stated firmly. Joel, determined not to give up his love for Valentina, faced his father with courage. "Father, I love Valentina and nothing can change that. I would rather live without a cent than without her. And you, have you ever done something crazy for love? Write us in the comments. We will be happy to read your testimony." Valentina, seeing the pain this situation was causing Joel, tried to intervene. "Mr. Rossi, I don't want to cause divisions in your family. I love Joel for the man he is, not for his money or his name. I am willing to show you that I deserve your respect." Despite Valentina's words, Roberto remained adamant, refusing to accept their relationship. However, as time passed, he began to notice how happy his son was with Valentina. Seeing Joel so determined and in love, Roberto began to question his rigid beliefs. One day, after watching Joel and Valentina work together in the restaurant with passion and dedication, Roberto decided to take a step back. "Maybe I was wrong," he thought. "Maybe true love is more important than prestige and money." If you are passionate about this story, leave a like, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications so we will notify you every time we publish a new video. With his heart heavy with pride and remorse, Roberto approached Joel and Valentina. "I'm sorry," he said, his voice breaking with emotion. "I misjudged your relationship. Seeing your happiness and dedication, I realized that true love is what really matters. I ask your forgiveness and hope you can accept me into your life." Joel and Valentina, moved by Roberto's words, hugged him. At that moment, all the wounds of the past began to heal and a new phase of understanding and love began. We are happy to have stayed in your company. Thank you and see you next story.